Some companies are making futuristic foldable phones that cost thousands of dollars, yet LG is taking a different approach. With the brand new LG G8X ThinQ, it bundles an interesting dual screen case accessory that allows you to use the phone as basically a foldable device. Hello guys, my name is Vic with PhoneArena and I got to spend some time with the LG G8X ThinQ here at IFA 2019 in Berlin, and these are my first impressions. Now, first, the phone itself is barely any different from the regular LG G8 that launched earlier this year. It features the same design, it features a similar dual camera setup, a same styling, but it actually lacks some of the gimmicky features of the G8. For example, that gesture motion control is gone, it's not here on the G8 anymore. What it does get to keep, however, are neat things like the 3.5mm headphone jack, which is quite the rarity on flagship phones these days. It's also a powerful phone. It features a Snapdragon 855 chip, 128 gigs of storage, and so on. But the real highlight here is that snap-on case accessory. Now, it is an accessory, so you can buy it separately, but LG's idea is to sell the phone and the accessory bundled together on most carriers. Dual screen accessory is basically the same screen in addition to the main screen of the LG G8X ThinQ. Both are 6.4-inch beautiful AMOLED screens and both have a tiny teardrop notch. LG could have had a second screen without a notch, but it says that it uses the absolute same panels on both devices to ensure the absolute same color accuracy, which makes sense. The big benefit of this design is of course in multitasking, where you can have two different apps running at the same time, and you also have Chrome, for example, that runs across both screens, which is really good for reading. You can also use the secondary display as a custom gamepad for gaming, basically meaning that you can build your own custom gamepad depending on the game that you're playing, and this is really neat for the gamers out there. In terms of specs, the LG G8X ThinQ has a 4000 mAh battery, and the snap-on case does not have a battery, so it relies on the battery of the phone itself. The LG G8X ThinQ should last about 1.3 days, but if you use it with the dual screen accessory, the battery life will drop slightly to a full day, which is still quite reasonable. Now, on the back of the phone, you do have a dual camera setup. You have the main camera, a 12 megapixel unit, and a 13 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Unfortunately, you are lacking a telephoto camera, so you don't have the ability to zoom in with great clarity as on many other flagship devices. Another interesting detail that LG has managed to do right on this phone is that it uses dual speakers set perfectly to the exact same volume, so from the top and the bottom you get the same volume. As for the case itself, we've seen it on the LG V50, but here it's improved in other ways too. For example, that hinge used to stand at certain angles, and now it's a free moving 360 hinge that you can stop at any position, and you can even have it in sort of a tent mode, so it basically flips the full 360 degrees. It feels very sturdy in the hand, feels very well made. We should also note that on the front of the snap-on case you also have a tiny 2.1-inch sticker display. It's a monochrome display that shows you the time and some basic information, and comes in handy. In terms of biometrics and security, you get an in-display optical fingerprint scanner, and the phone itself is IP68 water protected, and it has passed military standard testing. There are a few interesting camera features on board here as well. For example, LG has built in an ASMR mode, which is basically allows you to record sound, and it boosts the sensitivity of the microphone 3 times to give you that capability. The other thing that has changed is that you now get stabilization on the sensor level, so this is electronic image stabilization that works really well. LG showed the demo against popular competitors, and the G8X ThinQ really stood out. As for the dual screen accessory, you might be wondering, what about third-party apps? Well, support for third-party apps is basically non-existent, so you can rely on the native apps, the LG Camera app, the LG Gallery app, the Whale browser that will support some new features with the dual screen, but third-party apps unfortunately are not optimized for this display. The LG G8X ThinQ and its dual screen accessory are coming to the market by the end of the fourth quarter of the year. The price is not yet announced, but we expect it to not be as high as the price on other foldable devices. So that's it guys, a quick look at these phones. My name is Vic with PhoneArena. Follow us here on social media and on www.phonearena.com for more information about tech and news, and I will talk to you in the next video.